Righty, righty-o. What's going on, guys? It's Saturday night, and we're here looking at a guy drawing. Boo-doo-doo-da. Still setting up everything. Did you hear about Marvel panel? What happened now? No, what happened? Which Marvel panel? I haven't really. I have like through 2 or 3 emails from like the Beat and Bleeding Cool and some stuff that I've like that I'm like I have on my sideline ready to sort of to read later when I get a chance. Anything juicy? Oh, 2 movies confirmed. Which movies? Probably Blade. Hopefully Blade. Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. Huh. And they really got to ramp up to the fucking Doctor Doom. Like I haven't watched Deadpool and Wolverine, but I already heard some spoilers, but it seems to be non-consequential to the rest of it. Oh, who's Doctor Doom? Man. No. Robert Downey Jr. is coming back as Doctor Doom. Is that real? Are you pulling my leg? Are you trying to pull my leg? Is my leg being pulled? That's crazy. Get out of here. Really? Wow. I'm surprised I haven't heard about it. Well, it must have happened just today, the last couple hours. Hey, I'm doing an Invincible here for Adam. I'll see if I can. That's great. That's wild. That's wild. That's actually kind of cool. That's kind of like amazing. I mean, that's kind of cool. I don't know. I'm not against that. I like Robert Downey Jr. But then what? Like, is he not Tony Stark anymore? Or Tony Stark is Doctor Doom? Or is that like a whole. Is he going to be made up differently? Is he going to be. Because, if you see him with the shaved head and everything else, he has like a kind of a look to him that's different. I'm not. So far, I'm not wholly against this. I'm surprised because there's a whatnot group that I'm part of that we always discuss all the shit going on. So I'm surprised that hasn't blown up with people going, "What the fuck?" I mean, there's 8 of us on there, so I don't know if all of us we're on top of everything that's being said. I'm wondering if I should just get rid of the eyes. Yeah, that looks more like Invincible without the eyes, believe it or not. Him bursting through something mechanical. This rib. Is it too big? Too big. That's crazy, dude. It's the multiversal Iron Man variant. Yeah, you could say. But I mean, damn, dude, are they just not gonna do Victor Von Doom, and this is just Tony Stark as a evil guy? I don't know. Like that's kind of sucks because I want to see Victor Von. And again, they've already they what they tried to do that twice already, and they fucking landed on their ass. It just doesn't write right. Hmm. I love you, love you. Maybe that's the thing. I mean, that's like him returning to the role in a certain degree. I mean, they're making big moves. I mean, they probably backed up a dump truck of money. He's taken enough time off. Where's my other pen? Does he have his ears on the thing? There's Secret Wars. There's a lot of characters in there. Oh yeah, I mean, if they get into that secondary Secret Wars with what's it called, man? When they had all the battle worlds. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing that Thor core. That was kind of hilarious and a nice send up. It's crazy. Hey, man, look, if they're willing to take chances and fuck with characters and do things, I'm all for it. As long as it pays off. Yeah, that would be really interesting. Now, yeah, the Endgame was one of those fucking just amazing at the time. Oh my gosh, why am I fucking just at the height of that song? They fucking come out with a commercial. Um, yeah, dude. I mean, Endgame to this day. I was explaining it to my wife. Has very not pop culture savvy, so it makes her lovingly endearing. But she really like. There's so many times that I'm like, "You haven't seen this? You haven't seen this?" Like I'm like, "Were you raised in a bomb shelter and you know to want to tell me or something?" Like, there's always amazed at what she hasn't seen. So then I have to explain to her the significance of a lot of that. Like Endgame, it was one of those movies, and I always appreciate any movie that makes me, jump out of my seat and holler and go nuts. There's few movies that do that, and when you get any kind of movie that does that for you, you gotta appreciate it. And that was one of them, man. And it's funny because I even had that micro thought at that second when everybody comes through the gates of like, man, it'd be cool if they would have had this. And even Dr. Strange goes, that everybody? He goes, what, you want them all? I love Wong. Wong was awesome. I would have liked the Wong series on Disney Plus. I could have just watched that guy do anything. You should shake her awake. You should be like, wake up, babe. Wake up. Yeah. I was like that, I had to explain that because I was watching that last Deadpool trailer and I got teary eyed when I saw Laura X-23 on there. And it's the same actress and she's all grown up and everything else. And I'm just like, it's Laura. And I got all teared up because I felt for that character, man. Logan was a hard movie, man. Hard movie for anybody watching that and who's a fan. And so just to see her there and everything else, I was like, oh shit, now I really want to see this. I just don't have a chance to go to the movie theaters. And I kind of don't want to go to a movie theater on opening weekend. It's going to be a fucking madhouse. I think, at least if I was going with other people, but yeah, dude, those reactions are some of the best things to watch. Just because, there's all those years, everything that happened. We went through what, 2 years between Endgame and Infinity War? I was like 2 years of sitting there going, what the fuck? So to have some absolution for it is totally worthwhile. Yeah, it's so funny that sometimes like drawing characters you just learn like Invincible's not easy, dude. Invincible has his look, and if you don't get it right, man, pain in the ass. Oh, cool. Hey, Adam, what's going on? That's awesome. See, that's the one thing I kind of miss is having the reactions of the way things. I'm glad you dig it, Adam. It's your piece. I'm working on it now. It took me forever to get a pose because I was just like, should I have him like this? Should I have him like that? I was originally gonna like recreate the issue one, where he's kind of standing there with his dukes up, like he's ready to fight. I was like, should I recreate that? But I was like, it's just gonna look too the same. I was gonna do like a homage looking cover, maybe. Like I was thinking of doing the Superman breaking the. I think it was John Byrne drew that, or Art Adams, or Neil Adams. I think it was Neil Adams. He draws that famous pose of Superman breaking the chains. I was thinking of doing that, but that was like, you know, that's an undertaking and a half, to say the least. So I'm gonna do this really cool. Plus, it wasn't dynamic enough to me for me. Awesome. I'm glad you dig it, man. That's what counts is that you dig it. Yeah. If you look at my thing, I got a 5 for a reason. Damn it. I try to deliver as much as I can, and I always try to do as best as possible for anybody that buys artwork from me. Because I want you guys to keep it. I don't want you guys. I want to be on that list of things that you're gonna grab when if the house burns down. It's like I gotta get my FWACATA Juan Navarro originals, and I gotta save those for anything else. You know, I like that I'm part of been part of collections and stuff like that, and people have me there. It's I was in a sketchbook once that I was drawing, and it was like, dude, it had like Will Spertasio in it. It had what was the other one? Oh, I think it had a Jim Lee sketch in it, and I was like, what? And this the wife of a friend who's a collector asked me to be part of it, and I was like, what? Very cool. So I enjoy being part of like stuff like that. To me, that's a very big honor. I know how it is. I collect art. I know how it is. When you're collecting art, you want something that's sure appreciates some value, but you also want to be able to go and say, "Oh, this is cool. Like I like this. I like having this." You know. Hey, when people go to cons, I was at Heroes Con, North Carolina. Yeah, Infinity War. Well, there's some announcements that came out of San Diego Comic Con today. Four Leaf was telling me. Oh, thank you, sir. Um, Four Leaf was telling me about this big reveal. I don't know if you want me to tell you. I mean, you're gonna probably see it all over the internet. Now that he told me, I'm like, dude, I'm surprised I didn't see it yet, but I haven't really been on my phone just yet.
In the wild, speed is essential for survival. Arguably, none faster than the sticker mule. Its sheer velocity is one of the many reasons.
I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but yeah, it was like kind of a cool reveal. If they're gonna pull what they're gonna pull off, man. I always forget little certain parts. Well, it's just like something that happened in one of the panels. That's the reason why. And so, I mean, you're gonna hear about it. It's not much of spoilers. It's not like the movie spoilers and stuff like that. I already read a couple of things on Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine, and I'm not like, oh no, I'm just still watch it. It was like to me, it's like if you're not there the first day, it's like almost like you know what, you're gonna get the spoilers. I mean, I remember, I think it was Star Wars: A New Hope. Like that shit got spoiled like for me like 20 minutes right before I saw the movie. I was eating shit on my phone. I don't want to say the spoiler there, but Yeah, the Adam Warlock thing was just such a false flag, man. It was just like kind of like, eh. I can't say I was a huge fan of it because that was the kind of stuff that it wasn't. I wasn't a big fan of Infinity War when it came out in Marvel Comics. I was like, eh, whatever, you know, like it was the cosmic stuff. Wasn't a fan. I didn't really get into the cosmic Marvel stuff until I think it was Annihilation. That was really cool. I really liked what they did with Annihilation. So I got into it then, and that's when I got into Guardians. That's I mean, I thought Guardians was, you know, when they announced the Guardians of the Galaxy as a movie, I was like, this is gonna suck. This is horrible. This is gonna blow down because I thought Guardians always sucked. I never liked that movie, those comics. So when it came out and it was good, that was a pleasant surprise.
Whatever your business needs, this print can print it. Like packaging from tape to thank you cards, or merch from t-shirts to caps, even a logo that you can put on all that. Because with this print,
Oh,
it's no easier
so
than this.
Four Leaf was saying that I have to see the video of this. It's supposedly online. That Robert, yeah, well, okay. They announced that the next movie is Avengers Doomsday and then Avengers Secret Wars. Those are the for sure movies coming out. And then a guy with a Doctor Doom mask walked out on stage, and when he took off the mask, it was Robert Downey Jr.
Nubeca treats prostate cancer that is spread to other parts of the body and responds to a medical or surgical treatment
Oh my
that helps
God.
lower testosterone in combination with docetaxel. In a clinical study,
That hurts my brain. RDJ will be playing Doctor. I think Adam hit it on the head for all of us when we heard that. We're like, what? That hurts my brain. Yeah, man, I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. I think they can pull it off. I think Robert Downey Jr. will make sure it's cool and he'll pull it off because he's just a consummate actor. I think he's on his shit. He does good stuff. Even his all like other solo shit that I've seen of him do afterwards and everything. He doesn't really do bad work. He's on it. So I think that's going to be interesting to see. I'm smiling better. I don't know. New mass, same task. Protect the world. I mean, yeah. Let's try a little bit. Yep, all the variants. Secret could have are about 100 people in this movie. Yeah? No, man. I mean, just that Thor core. What were the battle worlds? You had Weird World, you had Thor core, you had just so many damn things. Hmm. Yeah, that's true. That's some wild shit, dude. I don't know. It's just gonna be about how they pull it off, you know. That's the main thing is how they decide to pull it off. Because I mean, a lot of this shit, it gets me nervous a little bit. Because sometimes I'm like, you're biting off more than you can chew. But as long as you deliver the cool shit, I just know that they're taking suggestions from the comics. Like a lot of times people sit there and they're like, "Well, actually, in issue 144, blah blah blah." And it's like, dude, no one does that shit. So yeah, right. I feel like that the same thing with Secret Wars because that's something that's so big, and for them to encompass it and put it down, it's like, how do you do justice to it? You know what I'm saying? How do you do it without it being too short? Because it's either everything or nothing. I wish they would just support it a little bit with using Disney Plus and using the shows to lead to it. You know what I'm saying? I like that idea. I liked how they did that. I think a little bit with what was the secret with Agents of Shield. I know one of them. I forget now the seasons how they worked, but I remember like some of the seasons pointed towards this. Like I remember, I think Winter Soldier. There was like a before Winter Soldier and after Winter Soldier. And so it was like that was kind of cool because you can use the TV show to kind of bridge the gap, get you to that next movie, cover maybe all the stuff that you can't cover in the movie, and be very satisfied. You can be a casual watcher and watch both movies, and you'll be fine. But if you watch the TV show, oh, you're gonna get all that extra stuff. Yeah, and not only that, what works in comics doesn't always work in movies, man. I mean, that goes all the way back to like the first X Men and them wearing black leather, instead of spandex or anything like that. It's just we know what works and what doesn't work. Now sometimes the colors can work out right, and we've gotten better and better spider suits, better and better bat suits, better and better costumes overall. I look back at the first Daredevil and I look at the costume, how what's his face was wearing it, Ben Affleck, and the costume that they had in the TV show, and I'm like, what a difference. That just looked like a leather fucking gimp suit that he was wearing. you know, Fantastic Four. You mean? Because he said Final Fantasy. I'm like, what? When did that happen? Um, oh, and so the Russo brothers are back. So yeah, no man, we're in good shape. This is gonna be badass. I just think we can't. It's okay. It's okay. We all get tired, man. Um, I think that I just think don't hold your breath for release dates on release dates. Like it's just gonna be when they come out. It's gonna they come out, and it's gonna be awesome when they come out. Because if we sit here and we sit there and fucking be like, oh well, this movie's coming out, this thing, and then we're gonna plan around that, you're gonna get disappointed. Something's gonna happen, and there's gonna be some delay, or something's gonna happen, and so we can't all fucking hold our breaths for it because for sure. I think it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be cool. But I think we're gonna have to watch. It's gonna be like, oh, in a year, blah blah blah. This is gonna come out, and then we're gonna be like, oh, push back another year or 6 months because blah. You know. I can tell. I can. You can tell something like that's gonna happen.
Pop culture or nature, with millions of designs to choose from, you'll definitely find a hat for you. Plus, every hat is designed and sold by an independent artist. Shop hats, tees, and more now at teepublic.com.
It's gonna be interesting, man. I think I love that because it keeps shit alive, keeps the Marvel movies coming out, keeps shit going. I just wish it translate more to people fucking reading the comics. But a lot of people don't fucking read. That's the biggest problem too. I'm going light to dark with this. Ah, thank you, sir. Glad to try and trans people. Yeah, that's so fucking sad about the Kang thing. I mean, I wondered if it was that much of a move, you know? 'Cause I felt like Kang didn't fit anyway, I think. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of time travel shit. Even though Loki was a great fucking show. I think Loki wrapped up really fucking good. And it's really nice. I think Loki was very poignant and very awesome for what it was. I think they did an amazing job with Loki. Um, but I wasn't entranced with Kang as a. They didn't show off. See, Thanos had a build up, and just seeing them do stuff. There's some stuff they did with Thanos that pissed me off. They never resolved. Like I always thought they should have been one more fight between him and the Hulk. Like as much as it was that great Avengers fight in the end between Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor, I felt like Hulk should have been there too, and he should have had a fucking round or two with Thanos. Um, that was just me, you know. To me, I just felt like that was one of the things that they really missed out on. That I felt like they really willfully ignored. They really wrote out, and I was like, they try to do stuff with She-Hulk and all this other stuff. Hulk needs a redemption. Yeah, you're You're totally right. Like that was like one of the things I was just like, what the fuck? Like, did you just like kind of went meh with freaking with the Hulk? Can't go meh with the Hulk. So I was really kind of flabbergasted by that. That really pissed me off. That was one of the few things I really disliked in the way they handled it. Just it's a missing opportunity, man. It was just a missing opportunity. I thought, oh, you're gonna build this up because when it was like, oh, I can't transform into the Hulk because he's afraid and all this other stuff, like, wow, maybe he'll work out some shit. And when he does change into the Hulk again, it's gonna be a big deal and it'll be like kind of cool. They kind of like did some stuff in Ragnarok about it, but that's it. Like it came and went by, and I was so annoyed by that. I was like, what the fuck, man? That She-Hulk shit with Scar and all this other. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Like I was like, and I liked She-Hulk. I did like the show. It was very much the comic. If you read the John Byrne run, it was breaking the fourth. He was breaking the fourth wall with that character way before um, we were doing that with Deadpool. So I always thought, oh man, if they're gonna mess with that, that's cool. Da, da, da. But then that thing with Scar and everything else, and then they kind of relegated the Abomination into something that's like crappy. That was just like meh. And there was a partly big fuck you to a lot of the people that were right. But it is annoying because I can understand where they're coming from. Like I just saw Marvels the other day, um, the Captain Marvel movie with Miss Marvel and all that. Dude, it was a good movie. I was like, dude, so many people I knew shitted on that movie. Like it was the worst thing ever. That I was like, man, I'm afraid to watch it. And sometimes it kind of concurs. Like Secret Invasion, as far as a TV show, was a snoozer. It was like, I don't know. I'd never finished watching it. I've been meaning to sit down and watch it. But now I'm wondering if people are just being too critical. Like I haven't watched Echo yet because man, so many people crapped on it. And I think definitely they need to do some kind of damage control because there's just too many factors of people just crapping on stuff. Yeah, especially that last episode was really rushed. I didn't mind everything coming up to that last episode. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I like this. I like Manbull. All that stuff that was happening with it, I was totally on board with. But I felt like, man, they really just. The Abomination was such a great character to mess with and have fun. They just glossed it over. The other characters, too. It's just everything felt like, in the end, fuck you, here. You're going to accept this, kind of thing. They kind of just did whatever to it. I love this girl that it was She-Hulk, Selani or whatever her name was. She was awesome on Black. What was it Black? Orphan Black? That was an amazing fucking show. So I totally wanted her to keep producing, keep making stuff. But it seems like that's that, which is like kind of sad. It's just like really that's it. Hmm. So then, see what I'm saying? You think you got it, and then you go, oh wait. And then you notice that there's something that you gotta fix before you go and do anything else.
How do I make money? Roots works off a quarterly cadence with our investors, and you'll see two things when the quarter flips. The first thing that you'll see is a distribution. We only distribute if we have profit, but typically and historically, we've never missed a distribution. You will see a distribution of profit, and that is profit off of rents, profits off of if we sell a home, we let all investors share in that. And the cool thing about us being classified as a REIT is 90% of profit must be paid out on an annual basis. The next thing you see is a reevaluation of what's called our net asset value. And that takes into account all of our appraised values.
Captain America fucked.
Any new property that we purchased.
Wow. That's it. Well, did he? When did she say that? She did say that, didn't she? I feel like it rings a bell in my head. And see, that was one of those shows. I like. My wife was a casual watcher with me. You know, I was classic nerd style, explaining shit to her. Well, you see the guy over there, that's a man ball. The Abomination came out and you know. I think she just lets me explain things because it makes me feel good.
In a marriage, it is normal to want something new.
Phil just got a new phone, and now our messages are private, and it's all Phil loves this and Phil loves that.
Oh my god, these commercials. Just want to listen to Dark Synthwave. Ah, good woman. Yes, indeed. I mean, he is America's ass. I mean, I'm not gay, but I'd fuck Captain America just for the story. You know? There'll be girls impressed with you. Hey, I fucked Captain America. What? I guess I gotta bang this weird little guy because he banged Captain America. I mean, that's my logic anyway. So I'm just putting down these flat colors right now, just trying to figure out where I'm going to go dark. Some of this is going to be color pencil. I got 20 minutes left on the live stream, guys. If you're looking to get anything, let me know. Wow, so I definitely gotta make a Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom poster. I'm gonna see if I do that. I'll do a small run of 10 prints or something like that. I'm gonna have prints on here soon too, guys. I have prints there galore left over from my con stuff, so I'm gonna see if I sell those for you guys. If you guys are wanting to get a print, probably like $10 each, 3 for $25. That's what I'm gonna probably be doing. I might do a one night of just auctioning artwork, so that'll be something. Great. Now I gotta watch that episode again. That one, and there's that one. And it's so funny. I've done San Diego a couple of times, and when you do it, man, that's like the thing. Like everybody will go through the hall. Like everybody will be like, "Bro, did you hear who the fuck was here?" Blah 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 blah. I remember I got to meet Jason Momoa. We actually knew him from a previous time at a show. He was actually promoting was it Stargate Atlantis or something like that, and then he was just got on Game of Thrones. So he was doing a show over at in Miami. And I used to do a lot of. I used to set up a lot with Jeff the Cow, the cover artist. So he came over and bought a bunch of Jeff stuff, and he came over and everything else. And at San Diego, he came over to our booth. He's like, "Hey, what's up?" And he was like, "Bro, I'm looking for Jeff." And he just came over and hung out and everything else. And Gal Gadot was there, dude. And I was like, "I got it. I figured it out. She's just amazing to look at." Like she's like, if you look at her, you're like, "Yeah, put a camera on her. Like, put a fucking camera on her." She's just instantly looks amazing. Very nice too. She has a very nice, soft voice. I know, but they kind of, you know, They shit the bed with that whole series. I didn't think the movies were that bad. I think the second Wonder Woman was pretty good. But there was just like this. It's just that Marvel beats them to so many tropes, and it's like being like the superhero out of time and da 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 and all this other shit. I don't know. I was like, that's Captain America, bro. Like Marvel did it.
White privilege is a racist myth that is rooted in bigotry, trying to classify people based on their skin color.
Jesus. Well, Warner Brothers. One of the things. Hey, Pisces Monkey, what's going on, man? Um, I read a whole article about like when Warner Brothers and Time Warner was bought by, I think it was AT&T. The guy in charge of AT&T, it was a maniac. I think he's still there. He's a fucking maniac. He's an asshole supreme. And so he promoted and had a lot of people that were assholes into that, and it was interjected into HBO, into a lot of these places. And some places they were very resistant. HBO was one of them. You know, when they wanted to turn different things and HBO Max and everything else that was going on, there was a very, it was like the producers, the people that made stuff in those things kind of shot back, and they weren't used to that. They were used to getting, you know, they were trying to run it like um, you would run a phone company. You would run it like you do what I say and that's it, you know. And everybody was like, nope, that's not how it works in the creative environment. So they're very non-conducive to a creative environment. Supposedly, I mean, everything is just really bad. Fuck. Well, I'm gonna go back with color pencil on that one. It's a lot of things, man, and it's just funny because then it's like you don't care until it affects you. You know, like recently I just started. I just finished playing the Mad Max game for Xbox. It was cheap on the store, and I bought it. I was like, that's something to play, and I got really into it. It's like Red Dead Redemption, but Mad Max. You know, you get to work on the car, you get to do a bunch of stuff. And some of the some of the stuff is very repetitive as far as attacks and everything else, but the game is fucking well written. It's a really good game. The plots are good. Everything was really good. So it was just shitty that you go to play and it's like it's not even fully, what's it called? Like it's not really supported at all. And so when you play it, you're like, what the fuck is this? You know? And that's just Warner Brothers. Well, they could have made another one. It didn't. Dude, it is. It's a great fucking game. And I was just amazed at it. I bought it on a fluke just to play something different, just to get my mind off stuff. And I got super into it. I just beat it like yesterday. And mind you, it takes me forever to fucking play through a game and do everything. And it just ticked me off that they were just so like, when I go to see, it's like they got good reviews, made good money, made everything else, and they're just like, yeah. So everybody involved went okay, and that's it. Like they're not doing anything else with it. It's fucking annoying, dude. Where is the brush black I have? That's fucking annoying. You too? That was my thing too. When you get the interceptor, bro. But that ending, dude. That ending was so fucked up, dude. It was one of those things. I just sat there and I told my wife, I'm like, I don't know how to feel. Like it was so fucked up. They kill the girl and they kill the kid, and then Chum Bucket, you fucking bastard. You know, like, you bastard. Why, Chum Bucket? Why? And then you can play the game, you know, you can continue playing the game or whatever. I went to do like some missions I forgot to do, and I'm trying to get 100% all the way across. But then he's like, every time Chum Bucket says anything, you almost feel like telling him to shut the fuck up, you know? Like, it's like, it's not the same afterwards. You have like reservations about the character. Fucking Chum Bucket. And it's so funny because Chum Bucket reminded me of a guy that used to work at my comic shop, that he had like the same thing. He was a good guy, but it's like, dude, you never know. He's gonna do something stupid. He's gonna fuck up things with his bullshit, you know. And he did sometimes. And it's just like, you feel bad, but it's like, dude, you're a fucking liability.
I have an idea for a meal prep food truck. Chef Wheels. These meals
Yeah.
are like busy bites.
I mean, I don't know if you did it, but you do that mission. I think they go get the kid, and right beforehand, I think I stopped at one of the places to get water, to put water in my canteen just to have it in case of enemies. But by then, my max is decked the fuck out. Like, I'm level 80, Road Warrior, blah blah blah. Like, fucking guys are falling at like with 2 punches or something like that. And he's like, oh, you know, and you tell him that you need 2 big fuel tanks for the back, and he starts going, well, where will Chum Bucket go? Why, well, you know, what do you mean? And he doesn't, don't worry about it. And I was already like, oh, that ain't good. That's not a good fucking sign. And lo and behold, fucking Chum Bucket. Yeah, I know. Me too. I was like, I went full on. It was so hilarious too, man. When Scrotus comes flying out of the truck with the fucking thing, because I was like, dude, is that it? Did I kill this fucking asshole already? And now Chum Bucket's gone. Everything's doomed. Everything's gone. It's like, fucking, hey, that's it. And then he comes out with the interceptor, and it's like, my fucking car. Like, what started this whole fucking ordeal? Oh man, what a crazy! I'm telling you, it's a good fucking game, man. It's so sad that they won't do anything else with it. I would love to see like a continuation or a DLC or something like that. That's how it is, bro. That's how it is sometimes. You try to. We can't always have nice things, you know? Hmm. And so some of this ink is not dry enough yet to like fully go on and get in there with color. But it is 9:54, and I'm gonna stop right here, guys, because I gotta go help my wife with some stuff. Yeah, there were rumors, but that's totally everything's, you know, from what I've researched, that's all fallen through. Like the Avalanche games that did made that. Oh, Four Leaf, you got a commission. Oh shit. Oh, cool, man. What do you want to get on your sketch card? Let me put that down before I go. The wife is already texting me, like, because we're gonna do some food prep today, so we don't have to do it tomorrow. Sexy Lady Deadpool. Fuck yeah. White sketch card. Don't be surprised if I end up doing that in color for free. Um, just because that's a great thing to draw. So I might throw that in for you. I might. I'm gonna see if time permits. But I will definitely try. Because I think already in my head I'm like, color. I need color on that for sure. Sweet. All right, guys. I'm out of here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll be on tomorrow. I just don't know what time. I'll probably be coming on maybe to finish this. This might be way more along the lines because I'll probably work on it later tonight and finish doing the explosion in the background. But if not, I'll be on tomorrow and I'll finish it up for you guys on there. All right. So thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for the purchase, Four Leaf. Thank you, Adam, for this purchase. Have a good night, man. Guys, get some rest. Laters.